Not only are Disney and Lucasfilm currently focused on Star Wars Episode 9, 3 new Star Wars live-action TV series, as well as a new Star Wars trilogy, but they are also focusing on other projects in order to expand the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing is, of course, exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm are gonna do after Star Wars Episode 9. Now, myself personally, one thing that I am really looking forward to is, of course, the new Star Wars trilogy by the creators of Game of Thrones, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. However, a lot of people are really curious about what in the world is going on with Rian Johnson's trilogy, and if that trilogy still stands. Now, just yesterday, Rian Johnson confirmed a couple of things about the 5th Star Wars trilogy, also known as the Rian Johnson trilogy, that is actually currently in the works and is still indeed happening. Now, when he was actually speaking to MTV News, this is what MTV News had to ask Rian, and what he had to reply to those questions. So MTV News asks this: are you still working on your own Star Wars projects? Where does that stand? Rian Johnson says, yeah, still working on it, yeah, I'm excited about it. MTV actually questions this: any timeline, have you submitted any story, script, or anything like that? And Rian Johnson states, no, we're just working ahead on it, and they're figuring out slate-wise how it's all gonna lay out. They are working that up, and I'm chugging away at it, and I can't wait to get back into it. So that's our little update, a little bit of news about the 5th Star Wars trilogy that a lot of people are, really very controversial about right now, because this is Rian Johnson after all, and the director and the writer of The Last Jedi, and the backlash it received, and how it affected the solo Star Wars story, box office results, and even the future of the franchise, right? And it really makes one wonder exactly why Disney and Lucasfilm would want to bring Rian Johnson back into play here. Now, by the way, guys, if you like Rian Johnson, that is perfectly fine and okay. If you guys like The Last Jedi, again, everybody has their own opinion, and that's perfectly fine. But the 5th Star Wars trilogy, I feel, should definitely be written and directed by somebody that's more experienced, somebody that has been around for decades, somebody that truly knows Star Wars at the heart. So that's just my take on things, and that's Rian Johnson's take on what he had to say about the 5th Star Wars trilogy, which, by the way, is going to actually work in conjunction with the 4th trilogy back and forth. So the 4th trilogy is the one that's going to be made by the creators of Game of Thrones, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, and that one is actually said to be based within the Old Republic era, where Rian Johnson is going to be based in an entirely new timeline that we have never seen before in canon and or in Legends. So Rian is basically creating a clean slate for Star Wars as a whole, and that could very well be a big risk. The only thing that I'm really starting to wonder is, why is it that whenever we hear about the 5th trilogy, or whenever we hear about Rian's trilogy, it's never coming from Disney or Lucasfilm, it's always coming from Rian Johnson? That's the only thing that I find a little strange, right? We haven't really heard about Disney and Lucasfilm talking about this. Even Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, a couple of months ago was talking about the future of the Star Wars franchise and how you're going to notice a slowdown and stuff like that. He didn't even mention Rian Johnson's trilogy. He mentioned the other trilogy, but not even Rian's. So I found that to be a little strange too. But nonetheless, guys, I will say that the future of the franchise, in my opinion, it really does all depend on how the fans react to Episode 9. But one thing is for certain and for sure, it really does all depend on the success of Episode 9 and the box office results of that movie. So, like I say, next Friday is going to be a big day. That's the actual day of the release of the teaser trailer, and of course the title reveal itself. And it's all a matter of how that's also going to perform that will determine certain ticket sales for Episode 9. They really do have to make this teaser trailer, very impressive among many Star Wars fans around the world. That's going to really, make them want to go ahead and see this movie. So, like I say, guys, that's what Rian Johnson had to say about the 5th trilogy. He states, no, we're just working ahead on it, and they're figuring out slate-wise how it's all going to lay out. They are working that up, and I'm chugging away at it, and I can't wait to get back into it. So in other words, there's no script. Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying to figure out exactly what they want to do with this slate-wise, because, like I say, Rian Johnson is creating a trilogy that's really going to start everything over. And the other thing is this, is that, he's also going to get working on this once Knives Out releases on November 27th of this year. So we can pretty much expect the 2022 release date of the first film of the 5th trilogy. Am I really all interested in Rian Johnson's trilogy? I would say no, after seeing The Last Jedi and exactly, what I thought about the film. But I will say this, if you guys are interested in that, that's not a problem at all. Like I say, everybody has their own opinions and views on things. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.